What's going on, Flicks Talkers? Welcome back to a movie review. This time an early movie screening. I'm talking about the new Vin Diesel project, Bloodshot. It does come out March 13th, 2020. I got an early screening of this film, like I said, so I'm going to let you guys know my likes, my dislikes, before you guys decide to hit the theater this weekend. What's going on, Flicks Talkers? Welcome back to another movie review. Now, before I get into the new film Bloodshot starring Vin Diesel, make sure you guys are hitting that thumbs up and make sure you guys are hitting that subscribe and bell notification for more movie content like this. And make sure you guys are leaving comments down below. Are you guys excited to check out Bloodshot when it does arrive and hit theaters March 13th, 2020? All right, now this film is directed by Dave Wilson, and this is his debut project. He is a visual effects artist, and he did work on such films as Avengers: Age of Ultron and a couple of the Star Wars video games. Now, this film does star Sam Heughan, who you guys have seen in the comedy action film The Spy Who Dumped Me. It also stars Isa Gonzalez, who you guys have seen in Alita Battle Angel, Baby Driver, and more recently Hobbs and Shaw. And most of you guys know the main star of this film, Mr. Vin Diesel, who is one of the main stars from the Fast and the Furious franchise, Triple X, and of course we can't forget Guardians of the Galaxy as Groot. Now, the quick synopsis for this film is: Ray Garrison, an elite soldier who was killed in battle, is brought back to life by an advanced technology that gives him the ability of superhuman strength and fast healing. With his new abilities, he goes after the man who killed his wife, or at least who he believes killed his wife. Alright guys, now when I first saw this trailer a couple months back, it really piqued my interest, as I really do love this action sci-fi genre. So this definitely had elements of Elysium, Universal Soldier from back in the 90s, so I was really on board once we saw a couple of these trailers kind of roll out, though a lot of the CGI in the trailer was questionable. So before I get into what I did not like about the movie, let's get into what I did like about Bloodshot. Now, the first thing that really pulled me in, guys, was the storyline of this film, about how this company is using Mr. Vin Diesel kind of as an assassin to take out whoever they want, but also manipulating his mind to think it's someone that killed his wife. Now, this is no spoilers whatsoever, guys. You see all of this in the trailer, so I won't be touching on any of that spoiler territory at all whatsoever, but watcher beware. If you do check out a couple of these trailers, you guys are already going to know what you're in for. So once again, going back to that storyline, I really kind of like to immerse myself in this whole sci-fi futuristic world. I mean, we're dealing with nanotechnology, where Vin Diesel's character does get damaged, and we see how quickly a lot of that nanotechnology inside of his blood, they really make it apparent that this is part of him, rebuilding him just almost instantaneously. Not Logan status, we're talking about instant self-healing, and that's what I loved seeing about this movie the most, are his abilities when all the action scenes go down. And that was another like of mine going into this film, is even though you see all of the main action points in the trailer, it was just awesome seeing all of that around you guys. You do get a lot of Michael Bay-ish slow motion shots when all that action kind of goes down, and that was a little bit of the action cliche that I got from this movie. So the directing standpoint, it wasn't anything groundbreaking, but when you got to see it, it was cool. And I think that's what the main audience for this film is going to be going into, seeing some cool shit. I won't lie, I was visually amazed at what I saw. The villains itself were really cool, even though it took me back to Elysium. Like I said before, I'm talking about mainly that villain that you kind of saw with the claws coming out. You do see it in the trailer, guys, so it's not going to be any surprise when you guys do finally see what happens with that character. Now, as far as my likes, that's it. Like I said, it was visually stunning. Some of the CGI could have used some work, especially when you get some of the hand-to-hand combat shots of them kind of falling out of windows. You do get to kind of see that it was pretty much CGI and not too much practical effects going on, but that's all right. I mean, it didn't really take me out of the movie too much. So I'll jump to my dislikes. Was the predictability of this movie. It seemed very cookie cutter to what you guys have seen from the early 90s movie. Going back to Universal Soldier, like I said, this is something that the government had built, had created. So once we get that plot twist of him kind of being self-aware of what's going on, that Vin Diesel's mind is being manipulated, he starts to get on his revenge kick and find out the true story. And that's kind of just what happens. And I feel like we've seen this in a lot of movies. I mean, you set up your hero, you got a means for revenge, and then you seek out that revenge. That's it. Movie's done. And that's what you kind of get with this, sprinkled in with a couple of characters you don't really care about. There's that typical hacker, actually a couple of hackers that you don't really care about. They're kind of cliche. They throw their little wit in there, and it's like, okay, you're a hacker and you got this clever humor. I get it. So you get Isa Gonzalez's character thrown in there, and I don't even remember her name, and it doesn't even say on IMDb, so she's not credited to even have a name, but she is kind of thrown in there as someone that is helping this government project that is mind manipulating Mr. Vin Diesel. So after a while, she just kind of feels bad about what they're doing to Vin Diesel, and you can kind of predict where it goes from there. No spoilers once again. Now, on a side note, this is based on a comic book, guys, and I don't know how true this is to the lore, so I can't comment on any of that. Let me know if you guys know in the comments below. If after you have watched the film it was pretty close to the lore, let me know. I'd love to hear your thoughts on it. So all in all, if you guys are just trying to lose yourself in some visual craziness for a little bit, I would recommend seeing Bloodshot in theaters, because that Dolby full experience is probably what you're going to want for a movie like this. And that being said, I'm going to give Bloodshot a 3 out of 5, saying it was pretty good for a one and done watch. I really hope they don't make any sequels. It's kind of a one and done film for me. And if I'm being completely honest, Vin Diesel is just not that great of an actor to me. Alright guys, did you appreciate my early review on Bloodshot, coming out March 13th, 2020? Let me know by giving me a thumbs up, and make sure you guys are hitting that subscribe and bell notification for more content like this. Alright guys, till next trailer reaction or review, I'm gone. Peace.